Welcome back to the Unfiltered Unstoppable podcast. I'm your host, Just Before Dark. And today we are talking a little kooky. Okay. You're going to have to take off your logic pants with me for just a freaking second and be a little kooky with me. Okay. Because I swear to God, if I heard myself do this podcast 5 years ago, I'd be like, what a fucking kook. That girl is a weirdo. Not a weirdo. Let me clarify. You are not weird if you think like this. It's actually great. It's just when you are a logical person, you are checks and balances, and the square goes in the square hole, and the round thing goes in the round hole, and everything, it just has to have its own place. Thinking like this is the fucking weirdest change. It is so weird. And it always will be, but I don't know. It fucking works. I found that it works. Ironically, I've become such a hippie throughout the years. As I've changed my diet and changed my lifestyle and changed my mindset, I'm so go with the flow that versus who I was, I joke with my daughter because she'll be like, why am I the only one that thinks this way? I look at food this way, or I think through things. I'll watch somebody eat all this stuff and then they feel really sick after and they act really crazy, or the highs and the lows. And I'm like, it's because we talk about food. We talk about everything, health and wellness with our daughter and everything like that. And I'm like, Kels, I'm so sorry. Your parents are just a bunch of hippies. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. But we are getting kooky with mindset. Okay. Manifestation. Okay. When I first started hearing about this, I was like, I don't know what it means. And also does it really work? And I was born in, the Lutheran church. So a very private school, always grew up in faith, and I have my faith. My faith is strong. But my faith has changed in the sense of how I view it. I feel people that represent themselves as in the Christian religion often have really odd motives. I don't agree with how people handle themselves. So I'm very much I have my faith. I have a great relationship with God. But I totally get why people are so weary in the Christian, against Christians. So, when I first heard about manifestation, I was like, what is this in relation to my faith and stuff like that? You never want to go down a wrong road. But I've been listening to a lot of podcasts and reading a lot of books that's honestly, so much of your brain is so untapped, but so much actually does affect you in ways you never understand. And so I guess the way your conscious mind works is, I've talked about this before, it's the boss. It's the one that's able to think and use logic and reason and everything like that and come up with decisions, versus the subconscious just listens to whatever the boss wants. And we've talked about it before that if you prioritize things with your conscious mind, your subconscious will start to pick it up. So if you say negative things to yourself, your subconscious mind is going to start to look into the world around you to validate what the conscious mind already thinks. So if you think, I'm a really ugly person, the subconscious mind will pick up things around you to confirm that belief, and you will always be stuck in that cycle. And so the first step, which is way before I even knew the science behind it, was I always said you can gaslight yourself into thinking you're hot by just thinking you're hot over and over and over again. But it fucking worked. It was I didn't realize I was manifesting until I was manifesting. Another thing was when I was younger, I was a teenager, I kept saying over and over out loud to everyone, and I believe this with my whole fucking soul, I want to have a child without having a child. And I would make the hand movement of going down through my body. I don't want to have the child. I don't want the body or the child flowing through my body. I would say that, and I say that, and I say that. I am now a stepmother to a beautiful daughter that ironically everyone says looks like me. We have the great personality. Me and her mom have a great relationship. Everything is perfect. I just didn't have her. We have 50-50 custody. Her and I have an amazing relationship. I have a daughter. And I've said that since day one, because I am also a stepchild. So I told my husband I will never refer to her as my stepchild, because if we ever have children in the future or whatever the case may be, I never want there to be that segregation. I don't want my family to ever refer to her as a step anything, right? And so it turns out me and my husband can't have more kids. I have one child, and I did not have her. I manifested that shit without even trying. Okay, I just spoke it into the world. I really wanted it, and it fucking happened. What's another thing I did? Oh my goodness. I was thinking about this the other day. Anyway, Whenever I remember, I will let you know. But there's been so many cases that like I jokingly talk things out loud and it literally came true. It literally, oh my gosh, I've talked about this in another video I made once where I am a CPA, or, I hold a CPA license. I used to be in a Big Four accounting firm. That's what my job was before I became a full-time content creator. And I didn't even know what a Big Four accounting firm was, but I heard somebody mention it and I was like, I don't know what that is, but that's where I will work. Like if that's the best thing that is, I don't know what it is, but that's where I'll be. Fucking, that's where I ended up. And they found me. They offered me a job. It's ironic too. I manifested actually being a full-time content creator. I dated somebody that was very trying hard to like grow his Instagram. Like I dated him for, I wouldn't even call it dating. We like hung out for a little bit and he was so much like, I'm going to be big on Instagram. I'm going to be big on, and I remember he looked at me and said, you would never be able to have that kind of charisma to have on the internet. You don't know what it takes. And I remember like he was right. At the time, I definitely didn't. But I remember thinking, one day I'm going to be famous. One day I'm going to be fucking famous. I'm not famous. Let me very, very clearly, I'm not famous. But the manifestation of like, one day I'm going to be big on some kind of social media platform fucking happened. It fucking happened. And I know like, if you're listening to this podcast or watching my YouTube channel, be like, you have 50 followers. It's like, okay, hold up. My other channel is blowing up. Okay, give me some credit. But I manifested that too without even realizing what that was. And so now we're reading books about like how that actually works and how, for the kookiest way to say it, it's like you almost are pushing that energy out. You are telling your subconscious mind that I already have this, even if you don't. Like you want to firmly believe you already have it. I am already hot. I am already rich. I already have that cool ass car. I already have the love of my life. Your subconscious starts to believe that as true. It starts to literally be like, oh, that's true. Therefore, we're going to drive the body to do the things that someone in that situation would have. And then literally it attracts that energy that you are giving out. Again, that sounds so crazy, but it's working. It fucking works. It's crazy, but you have to believe it. You have to, in your heart of hearts, sit there, close your eyes and say, I am this, or I have this. And you have to feel all those emotions that you would actually feel if you did happen. So like say, if, for instance, you sit here and you're like, I got $20,000. I have it. Oh my God. Like open my bank account. I have the $20,000. How would you really react? How would you respond? And then you go living your life as if it's there, as if it's there. And then it happens. Like, and I see TikToks about it. It's happening them. And then I'm starting to do it and it's like actually working. And I don't know, this might be where I lose all of you, but that's kind of crazy. So I'm really, like I said, I've already said I'm really excited to read this book. Ryan is finishing up right now. Like we're talking about it a lot and it's fucking working. And I'm like, okay. And there is, like, I know I mentioned my faith earlier. There's actually a link between the two because they say that like the faith is actually like in the subconscious as well. Like it runs through that. Like when you believe wholeheartedly in something that you cannot see, but you feel the benefits of it, that's faith. Right? So like if you believe in God and you say God's going to handle it and it happens, that's because your subconscious literally is putting it out there that like you really have nothing to be anxious of. God's going to handle it. And like the people with that faith have nothing to worry about. You know what I mean? Because they're subconsciously, they know that. So I don't know. I hope that made some sense, but I want to talk about that more as I read the book. So we're going to see. Right now, I'm currently manifesting like April is my fucking month. We are fucking speaking it into existence. So join me. Let's just be delusional together. That's what they say. They say literally like the people that are successful is because they're delusional as fuck. Like what they see in their 3D world, when they look around, like they genuinely don't see what they actually see. They see success. They see it. Everything is success. And they don't worry about how they're going to get success. They just worry about being in that success. And then your body just goes and does the rest. And your mind just works to do the rest. You just naturally do the things that you're delusional enough to be like, I'm successful. So now you just end up doing the things successful people do. Thoughts. Share your thoughts. Let me know how you feel about this. And if you're willing to give it a shot, but literally, if you're going to give it a shot, you got to believe it. Your whole fucking soul. You got to believe it with me. And we're going to see how April goes. So, Anyway, I hope you all have the best day ever. And hopefully I didn't lose you. And hopefully I will see you all tomorrow.